Ladies and gentlemen, we can calm down now because we have a town hall session, a 30-minute session with Professor Sureswaran Ramadass of IUMW, and he'll be talking about the future of internet communication. Ladies and gentlemen, Professor Sureswaran Ramadass.
Okay, thank you. Okay, hi. I'm going to talk about what is communications in the sense of the internet. So we have used communications for a long time, and the internet has changed the way people communicate. Internet has changed the way I and you talk. Internet has changed the way that the entire world of communications, what used to be, what currently is, and what the future will bring to you. Okay, I'm missing the video for this. So this is how to actually not use how to use video conferencing, but the video is missing. Okay. So this is the past. Now, how many of you have seen the systems? How many of you are age 60 and above, 70 and above? You would have seen this. This is called the manual PABX, where you pull out one and you plug in, right? It's an operator-based system. You go to these old hotels, you will still see them actually doing this. The last one I saw was about 10 years ago. And this is a phone. This is what a phone used to look like. For those of you 20 years and younger, this is not what a phone used to look like, right? You see that? That was a phone. And the internet voice, internet radio voice, this was created almost about 20, 25 years ago. When the internet first came into being, we actually created something that you could run over the internet or the radio. This is the first, one of the first concepts of video conferencing, right? Think of two TVs, one TV station sending your picture, one TV station receiving your picture with a TV camera, and then your picture comes on a TV. That was video conferencing, right? To set up something like that, $500,000. If you don't have $500,000, you don't have video conferencing those days, right? That's how it used to be. And then you get these two TVs talking to each other. That was the past. And this is a nice example of actually that video conferencing that happened. Hi then, guys. I can't play the videos at all.
While their activities were monitored by Mission Control, Young and Duke were also observed by scientists located across the hall in the science support room. After unloading the rover from its storage bay in the...
When this video was taken, there was no high definition. There was no medium definition. There was no low definition. There was only one definition, what you could run on an old-fashioned TV. Right? Ah, it's-
Shutting down the ladder. Roger.
And those of you who remember,
10
this was the
years
first
later.
moon landing that happened.
114 hours, 22 minutes after leaving Earth,
This
Alan
was the
Shepard
resolution of the
stepped
picture
onto the
then.
moon.
Imagine.
It looks like you're about on the
And
bottom.
this was an
step
example of video
and
conferencing
on
then.
the surface. That's
So the
it.
video conferencing took place between
Hey, you're right.
Cape
Now
Canaveral,
it's on the
Florida,
surface, and it's been a
and
long
Houston.
way, but we're here.
So the two sides
4
were
minutes
talking
later,
to each
he was
other while
joined.
watching the moon landing take place.
While their activities were monitored by Mission Control, Young and Duke were also observed by scientists located across the hall in the Science Support Room. After unloading the rover from its storage bay in the lunar...
Shutting down the ladder. Roger.
10 years later, 114 hours, 22 minutes after leaving Earth, Alan Shepard stepped onto the moon.
It looks like you're about on the bottom step and on the surface. Not bad for an old man. Okay, you're right. Camel's on the surface, and it's been a long way, but we're here.
4 minutes later, he was joined.
Okay, so that was some of the very first examples of video conferencing. And you know how long ago was that? Who can tell me, when was the first moon landing? 1969, right? I think so. It was the 11th September 1969, 11th February 1969. So most of you were not even born then. But communications those days, they were not IP based because the internet didn't exist yet. So then with the existence of the internet, we started actually doing, the first thing that came out, the main thing was chatting. You know what you're using on your mobile phone that time? Now we used to use it on a PC. And we created an interface. You see this interface? This is called MCS Chat. My team created this 20 years ago. Why they created it? So that the boss cannot see them talking to each other. Right? So they all chit-chat in the own little PCs. Boss cannot see. And who can remember? 20 years ago, what was the operating system? Dr. Lakshmi, do you remember what 20 years ago the operating system was? Windows no 0.0. I think it was 3.0. So it was a very basic Windows, right? Actually, it was DOS and then we moved to Windows. This is ELM. This is how we read emails. This is a DOS-based system. No full screen, no graphics. You just move up and down, you use your cursor, you read your emails. 20 years ago, I still use it. And this, by the way, this is what we call telepresence. This is immersive telepresence where now, this is how we communicate today in terms of video conferencing. When you talk to the person, you feel like you are there. It's no longer a stress, a strain, no longer looking at just now what you saw, that resolution. It's very comfortable. You are talking to the person in high definition. The booth there will actually show you demonstrations of that under the IPv6 booth. We have actually created it. And when we created that, we had the full support of Myran. Myran was one of the organizations that helped us when we were in USM to create this product and spin it off into a company. Right? So this is what internet communication is today. It brings you face to face with a person who you don't need to be there. The person is there but is somewhere very far away and you're talking to them. Now, what is happening is a form of convergence, a mix. So you have voice, video, you have data, and you need all this converged into something that is easy to use. You don't want video and then data is something else and something else. WhatsApp. WhatsApp is your perfect example today of convergence. First they started with data, chatting. Then they threw in voice. And now they have thrown in video. Right? So this is the convergence. This is how convergence happens. Now I can send video, I can send chat, I can talk to the person, and I can have video. All of this, by the way, happened about 10 years ago. So what you see in WhatsApp is just an adaptation of what was already happening. A long time ago, the researchers already built most of this. Okay. Different space, different workspace. With convergence comes something new. With convergence comes the fact that Liana no longer works from her office. Right? She is working at 2 o'clock in the morning, sitting in a room, the baby crying, and she's typing away on a keyboard. But to the rest of the world, when they read her messages or look at things, it looks as if Liana is actually working from her office at a certain time. This is convergence. You no longer physically need to be present in an office to actually do your work. I think 90% of you already understand this. 90% of you no longer work from your office. You work from other places, right? So this is an example of what my office used to look like, and this is an example of me working nowadays. Okay. So initially when you saw this, most of you think that I'm the girl, I'm the guy looking at the girl. Right? So most of us sit in coffee shops nowadays, you know, have a nice cup of coffee, and you're doing your work. Sometimes the bandwidth in the coffee shop is better than the bandwidth in your office. So you go there, you have your video conference, and you're doing your emails, and you're doing all your work, and you're still working. That's the beauty of it. You don't need to sit in your office anymore. You can move. You are mobile. Right? Anywhere, anytime, you can open up, you can do your work. Which also means anywhere, anytime, you can go and enjoy yourself. Right? Malaysia, we get a lot of sun. But you go to countries like Europe, not a country, it's a continent, but if you go into countries which are in Europe, UK, France, Germany, the moment the sun comes up, they all run away. Yeah, I used to work in France. The moment the sun comes up, the whole lab is empty. You go in, everybody, sun. Sun means chuti, automatic chuti. Nobody is in the lab. Then you go into town, the town is full. Everybody jalan-jalan. Nak matahari. Here, matahari semua cabut, duduk dalam aircon. We all want the aircon, we all run in. It's the opposite there, you know. And it's amazing now you have a lot of these devices, wearable devices. And the inventions are just moving forward with wearable devices. Internet of Things is even adding to it, right? You have little devices you can put on your ears, little devices you can put everywhere. You can even wear your mobile phone. Can't play any of the videos, so. I don't know which video is that. That you remember, it won't be there. You can see. Never mind. We'll skip some of the videos. It's going to be lunchtime anyway, so. I had a good video on 3D there. This is also a video. Can't show you all the videos. So with that, we also bring borderless communications. One video works, okay. So this shows an integration of how people work in one location and it moves to the other location. In all the locations. And you could be anywhere. And converged media, the new generation of communications converged media will bring it all to you. Right? And devices are getting smaller and smaller, right? Most of you now only carry this. So imagine with this, with the correct headset, with your glasses doing immersive into your eyes, you will be able to do and see everything and have all your video conferences, meetings, work done no matter where you are, even if you're sitting out here on the top of a mountain. This one can play maybe. Cool, you can play this one.
State your name and rank.
You first.
My team just saved your life, son. This is the part where you get to say thank you.
That's not the words that come to mind right now. I wasn't told anything about any support for this mission. So why don't you tell your team to stand down?
We could turn this into one big turkey shoot.
Yep. Or not.
Easy ripcord.
All the lights. Okay, that again, it's a bit hard to see, but that is a presentation of 3D holography. Right? The images are actually holographic. The conversation takes place with holographic images. And that's what we're going to consider the future now. And that's already almost happening. Research is being heavily carried out into those areas. And when we say communications into the future, we always say one thing, right? Your imagination is the limit. The issue is no longer the technology. The issue now comes a new challenge. What can we imagine? What can we imagine that we will do? What do we want? Remember, just now we asked Myron, what do you want? The new challenge is, what do you want? How do you want it? How do you want to imagine it? How do you want to imagine it, right? Let's see if I can. Okay, I can play this one as well.
Jesus. They really did a number on you, didn't they?
Who the hell are you?
You honestly don't remember any of it, do you?
No, I don't. Remember what? How do you know me?
We worked at Federal Intel together. Look, there isn't much time. You said to me that if you ever pop back on the grid, I was to phone this number.
The grid?
Your phone. It's been reactivated. How do you think they've been tracking you?
Communications at your hands, tip of your fingers, right? So you no longer actually carry a mobile phone. The phone is inserted into your finger. You know, when you say call me, that won't be a call me anymore. That's how you make a call. You're going to do that, open your finger, and then you're going to call and talk to the person. You're going to have a microphone, you're going to have a speaker. The speaker will probably be already in your ear, right? So you could actually do this, talk to the person. What I'm telling you is not imaginary. It's science that's being worked upon today, right? You know, those days we used to watch James Bond. The fella would pull up his phone like that, then talk. Or he'll take off his shoes, pull out an antenna, and then talk. And we used to laugh, you know. Today, you already have it. That was 20 years ago. We used to laugh at them. We said, what technology? And it's there. I can guarantee you in another 5 to 10 years' time, embedded chipsets will be available for you to speak off your finger. Power sources will be on your hand, maybe on a watch, right? And you'll speak. You could have the option of having the speaker embedded into your ear. The little piece here in your ear sticking out, kind of useless, they put that in there. Or you could wear a wearable device, small wearable device. Yeah? That's it. So your kids, you think your kids will be talking to you? They're not. Already now the taxi driver sometimes you think he's talking to you. Ya bang, apa tu? Bukan you lah, saya cakap dengan isteri saya lah. Dia kata lagi, darling. Think he's calling you, hey, dia panggil saya darling kah? You cannot see the handphone. He's holding the handphone like that. The best thing I saw a taxi driver the other day. He had a rubber band around his head and he put the handphone in there. Hands-free. Okay? So this is technology moving forward. It's no longer technology that we consider imagine. And these are all what I'm saying, it's all happening. Everything. You're going to look at the air in front of you, you're going to wave things, and the thing on the screen is going to move. It's going to look at your hand. There's going to be a sensor that's looking at your hand, and then instead of me going there and clicking next, I'm just going to do that, and the next screen will move. That's already there. You know, those technologies are already there, but they are being refined. Currently, they're not very good. They're being refined, made better, better and better. So in another year, 2 years from now, Liana will do Myran conference. First of all, most of us will be virtual. We'll all be at home listening to it. We don't need to come here anymore. Right? Second, she'll have the hand-waving thing, right? Third, you know, holographic. Who knows? She'll bring in holograms, and then they'll appear right in your living room. That little robot will walk into your living room. Future. Can I play this? This one is nice. Okay. Can I go full screen? I can't go full screen. The resolution of the projector is not very good on the screen. Otherwise, you'll see this. It's really nice. This is high definition, but in the world of graphics,
ルシの使命っつうのは、ああしろこうしろって言葉ではっきり説明されるわけじゃねえんだ。
使命がわからなければ、果たしようもない。
Okay, I'll pause that because I want to explain to you what this has in relationship with future communications. Graphics. So, in the future, one of the things you will be able to do is represent yourself graphically on the internet. See the girl, can I? Can. You create yourself, you will be on the internet. Look like you, exactly like you. With the world of graphics today, and you'll take a look at the resolution, and this is 4 years old, by the way. The world of graphics, amazing. So you will actually be there. You will be talking to your lecturer, right? So you'll have a video conference with your lecturer. You're actually sleeping. You're actually sleeping, but you already gave your so-called avatar the parameters to do the discussion or the negotiation. Let's say you want to sell a car. You tell the guy, okay, we'll video conference at 3 o'clock today, right? But 2 o'clock you have a tennis appointment. Tennis is more important, you've gone. At 3 o'clock, when he turns on the video conference, you will actually appear there. Your avatar will appear. You've already given it the parameters. You said, maximum I buy the car 30,000. Maximum lah. Go negotiate. Start negotiation at 20. He'll come. He'll talk to you. The other guy selling the car thinks he's talking to you. He'll start negotiating 23. You say, no, the headlights are broken, this, that. Okay, finally, negotiation 27. He'll say, okay, deal done. I will send you whatever the money tomorrow. You come back from your tennis game, you turn on the computer, it'll pop up and say, boss, sold or bought 27,000. So you no longer are you. You replicate yourself into multiple entities which are now doing multiple functions for you. See, Liana has to travel from university to broadcast about Myran, right? She won't do that anymore. She'll just say, turn on, I'll come by video and talk. And they can ask me questions, but she won't be there. There's a pre-programmed avatar with enough intelligence built into it, it can answer most of the questions. Right? Assuming it cannot answer the question, it'll just say, can you hold on for a minute, disappear from the screen, give Liana a call, and then Liana will tell it what to answer. That's the world moving forward. So who you're going to be talking to may be real, may not be real, right? And then comes the gaming world. When you do gaming, you become immersed into the game. You become part of the game.
このまま黙ってられるか。分かった。戦える奴は手を貸してくれ。敵は5分セーフ。しかも今日対抗だ。何が恐怖よ。私らノラの敵じゃないよ。
How many of you are gamers? I am a gamer. So this takes the gaming experience to a whole new level. Either you are in a chair immersed with sensors all over you, so you feel what the game feels. You don't die, of course, when your guy in the game dies, you're still alive, but you'll feel a very sharp jab, pain giving you saying you died, right? That's the change. You're no longer playing a video game, you're immersed into the video game. It's pretty cool, huh? How many of you play Warcraft? Nobody. I play Warcraft. Nobody plays Warcraft? Okay. Last video conference. This screen is too small, so there's no point showing it. The screen, the resolution is not there. But this is a fun one, you know, it'll be a good one not to actually show you off. Ah, well. Okay. Thank you. Any questions? Diana, can I take questions on the floor? Any questions? No? It's a lot of pretty cool stuff that's going to be happening over the internet, right? So by sitting on a chair which will be internet connected with sensors all over, you will, how would you say, you will virtualize yourself into the internet, and into certain applications you will become part of that application. You will enjoy the full feeling of that application. By a mix of the use of sensors, feedback sensors, and also little motors and little, what do we call those? Little things that will pulsate and give you feeling, pleasure, pain, both. Right? That'll inject that into your mind. And actually, we have realized, we've been doing experiments, you realize that your sight alone is good enough to create feelings of pleasure, feelings of pain. A simple experiment. You take a look at fire, right? The first time you put your hand over fire, you burn your hand, right? You feel it. The second time you see a person putting his hand over fire, you feel it. Your hand is not over the fire. It's only your eyes seeing it, but you're already feeling it in your body, right? So just using visual representation alone, I can make you feel. You know, get into your mind and we can make you feel things. Okay, any questions? Nothing?
Do we have any question for Professor Suresh? No?
Okay.
All right, thank you very much, Professor Sureswaran Ramadass of RUMW. Let's give him a big round of applause.